Okay, Louisiana beer reviews. We're looking at Curlew's Coconut Porter from Chandeleur Brewing Company, established in 2013 in Gulfport, Mississippi by two graduates of the University of Southern Mississippi. And their favorite fishing spot is the Chandeleur Islands, which they say on the website are south of the Mississippi coast. They left out comma and part of Louisiana. Curlew Island is mostly sand island, secluded just far enough away from the main Chandeleur Island chain that is almost untouched. There have been many a coconut found on the surfside of this little piece of heaven. So apparently these coconuts are washing in from the Caribbean. I've never been to the Chandeleur Islands. They're uninhabited, but they're popular for offshore fishing area. Okay, they're sort of like a wild wilderness national wildlife refuge. Okay, 5.8% alcohol, 30 IBUs. It says, all it says about the beer is that this brown porter base is loaded with tons of roasted malts of some sort, giving it a plethora of flavors from coffee to chocolate to toffee. Coconut is added to the aging tanks, putting a tropical twist on this traditional style. So this can, you can see, it's kind of like the taped, the adhesive label, and it's not the most professional looking label. It's kind of like the thing, some sort of thing like I would draw, but like I said in the previous video, this is not a rich company. They do what they can, they pay for what they can get, or they get what they can pay for, and it's fine. Let's hope the beer is good. The last one was excellent. Progress Grocery, here we go, rich and hearty chicken corn chowder flavored with bacon. This was established in the turn of the last century in New Orleans by Italian immigrant Progress Grocery. They started making their own line of soups and other items, and they were bought out by General Mills. Everything's about buyouts, of course. I put cut up yellow onions, black pepper, and hot sauce in it. All right, already prayed. Let's get on with this review. I like porters. I used to kind of like think porters were dull, and then I started drinking more of them. I said, porters are not dull, you're cuckoo. Porters are good. And that Oscar Blues, hot box coconut porter, that was such a dynamite beer. I don't know if this could measure up to that, but it could, maybe. And you may know a stout is a type of porter. A stout porter, it's really a stout porter. This is a porter ale. Very creamy beige head. The lighting is not great. Looks like I will be able to cut the grass after a nap, lunch and a nap. Kind of a reddish brown, more like a standard brown, but there are some red highlights. If you look at some really old Guinness labels, Guinness stout, or advertisements, it'll say Guinness, a great porter. That's what they called it. So in a way, a stout is like a sub-genre of porter in a way, although it's become kind of like its own style today. Coconut. I love coconut cream pie now. Now some people just hate coconut. They don't like the texture, they don't like the aroma, the taste, so it's, it makes sense that they would not like a coconut porter, right? It smells like porter, which is your brown bread, your sweet brown bread, and this, like I say, a little coffee and chocolate notes. A little toffee and maybe coconut. I don't really pick that up. Beer Advocate rate beer. They don't have enough scores to give it even an average rating. What I was scanning through looked like it was in the 3.5 out of 5 range. So kind of like good, but not terrifically great, awesome, exploding plastic, inevitable. Did I pick up a metallic note? That's not possible in cans. That's kind of an ongoing argument. People say cans don't make a difference. Other people say, hell, if it doesn't, I always pick up metallic in a can. What about me? Sometimes I pick up metallic, like I had some Red Dog and I was like, I'm tasting metal, but people said it's all in your head. Yeah, my taste buds are in my head, so All right. But that's a cheeky comment because what they mean is in my brain, my mind. There's bitterness. Those 30 IBUs are showing up. There's powderiness. On the sweetness scale, it's probably 4 out of 5 sugar cubes. This is a sweet beer. Bitterness, it's probably 2.5 out of 5 bitterness units, okay? 2 out of 5 hop cones on Cyclops scale. So the body is light to medium. You know, porters and stouts, a lot of times they have a light to medium body. People see them dark and they think they're thick. They're not really thick, generally. Now if you get a high gravity stout like Guinness Foreign Extra Stout, okay, yeah, they're going to start having a thickness to them. Not to mention a lot of calories. Oh, the coconut is coming through right now. If you were having this with coconut cream pie, I think it would really go well. I would rather pair a lager with soup like this, you know, like say what I have in the fridge, the Milwaukee's Best Light would go well with the soup. But I mean, I'm hungry, I'm going to eat. So I think this will be fine, but it would go better, I think, with dessert. Some vanilla ice cream or that mint, you know, that the green ice cream with the chocolate mint ice cream, whatever that's called. Or coconut cream pie. So the soup is going to be fine. The mozzarella is getting really gooey. And well, if you like your cheese gooey and stringy, get Joyso mozzarella cheese from Wisconsin. All right, I could have just kept going and going and going, and it just kept going. Okay. Finish this on the dry, powdery side a little bit. Hey, that golden ale Freemason was an A-, arguably an A. This, I have to go with a straight up A, most excellent. If you ever see this beer, and chances are you won't, but if you do see it, you know I highly recommend it. So these guys are from Mississippi, but they just love to come to Louisiana and go fishing. And so should you. Come to Sportsman's Paradise, Louisiana. You can do freshwater, brackish, the back bays, the inland bays, like Lake Pontchartrain or Maurepas, or you can do offshore fishing. So you can stay right in the city of New Orleans and fish out of Bayou St. John. Y'all come on down to New Orleans.